What's important for autonomous cars? Well, knowing where they're going and what's important for that, I guess good signage. Andy, why don't you tell us what 3M is doing in this area?
Sure. 3M has a program called 3M Connected Roads. It's part of the Transportation Safety Division at 3M, and we are looking at how we can take the technologies that we've developed over many years for road signs and pavement markings and those kinds of humanly visible aspects of the roadway, and how we can now address those towards the new drivers on the road, the automated vehicles, the autonomous vehicles. And we believe that there's lots of opportunity to enable those same kinds of infrastructure elements to provide safe and reliable navigation signals to the vehicles.
Well, being you're in St. Paul, you get some weather out there, so I imagine that's one of the things you're looking at is how you may improve it even for what humans can see, right?
That's correct. In fact, one of the things that you'll hear often is that for most of the systems that are on vehicles today, what improves visibility for those systems also improves visibility for the human beings. Now, there are going to be new sensors, different kinds of sensor modalities on the vehicles, things like radar. So we're looking at how we might be able to develop pavement markings and road signs that are reflective for those kinds of sensors as well.
And from embedding intelligence in the signs, you made it sound like you could actually provide more information than is available today, perhaps.
Yes, absolutely, you can. We can do some things to allow the machine to read the sign in a way that the human being doesn't, without interfering with the human being's ability to read the sign. Make it simple, make it a barcode that the machine vision can recognize easily, therefore they can detect, classify, and interpret the sign very easily. And once they have that information, now that can give them access to additional information that may be resident in a database on the vehicle or resident in the cloud. So there is an opportunity to create more information from that road sign to the vehicle.
Which leads to the question of standardization. Is there a program available? I mean, are people standardizing this information?
So standardization in this area is one of those things that sort of happens over time via consensus, and so we're trying to lead a little bit of a coalition of folks who think that this is a reasonable idea, to bring that forward with some of the road authorities and some of the sensor manufacturers to bring some standardization, some harmonization is the way I like to talk about it, to this kind of an approach.
From a municipality perspective, are you finding that municipalities are looking towards this and trying to be proactive?
Generally, yes, once they recognize that it's possible. One of the things that people often sort of ignore is the things that are around them all the time. So the pavement marking and the road signs is not one of those things that people think about when they think about an automated vehicle. But in reality, the vehicle and the roadway are a system that has to work together. It's always been that way, but there's always been a human being that's been that intermediary between what's on the roadway and the road signs and the vehicle. And now that system is coming closer together because the sensors on the vehicles are looking directly at the markings and making decisions off of those. And so optimizing that system together is kind of an obvious solution. And once people get that thought, and they recognize that, a light bulb will go off. And they'll say, yeah, this is a reasonable idea. This may be one of those layers, one of those foundational layers that makes these vehicles more reliable and then ultimately safer, which is one of the goals.
From a cost perspective, what about our cities? Is that going to be a barrier for cities?
So we always think about making sure that our customers can be successful, and particularly in the area of municipalities and road authorities, thinking about cost and making it cost effective for them is one of the things we think about. One of the reasons why we're thinking about this digitally embedded information on the road signs, making it visible to the camera systems but not visible to the human being, is that you can use that same real estate that's already on the roadway, is already a sign, and use that together to make it more cost effective. You don't have to put something separate, a new set of infrastructure in the ground.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, and it's really cool because it is incremental, it sounds like. So, Andy, I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.